Let me ask you something. What if the key to making any woman chase you isn't about what you say or do, but who you become? Picture this. She wasn't even looking your way, but now she's intrigued. She's leaning in, curious, drawn to something about you she can't quite explain. That's not luck, my friend. That's strategy. And today I'm going to reveal how to flip the script, even when the odds are against you. Most men make the mistake of chasing women outright, unknowingly putting themselves in a position of weakness. But what if you could reverse the dynamic? What if you could walk into any room and have women naturally gravitate toward you, not out of obligation, but out of desire? Stick with me, because by the end of this talk, you'll have the tools to command attention, cultivate respect, and awaken attraction, even in someone who wasn't interested at first. It all starts with confidence. Now, I'm not talking about arrogance or being overbearing. True confidence is quiet, steady, and unshakable. It's the way you carry yourself, the tone of your voice, and the conviction in your words. Women are drawn to men who believe in themselves because it signals strength. When you walk into a room, own it. Hold your head high and let your energy announce your presence before you say a word. Next, you have to learn how to read and understand her emotions. A woman wants to feel seen and understood, not judged or pressured. Pay attention to the small details, the way she reacts to certain topics, the tone she uses, the things she subtly emphasizes. Mirror her energy without being obvious, and she'll feel an instant connection. Here's a golden rule. Stop being too available. When you give too much of your time, energy, or attention, it devalues your presence. Create moments of scarcity by focusing on your own life. Don't answer her calls or messages immediately. Let her wonder about you. It's human nature to value what's less available. When she starts to chase, you've already won half the battle. Revealing too much about yourself early on is a rookie mistake. Keep certain aspects of your life private. Share enough to spark interest, but leave room for curiosity. Women are naturally drawn to men who keep them guessing. When she's wondering what makes you tick, she's already chasing you in her mind. Nothing is more attractive than a man with a mission. Women respect men who are driven, focused, and passionate about their goals. When you prioritize your purpose over chasing relationships, it communicates that your life is full and fulfilling without needing her validation. That independence is intoxicating, and it's the very thing that makes her want to be part of your journey. Finally, elevate your energy. Be the kind of person people want to be around. Smile more, laugh easily, and bring positive energy into every interaction. Women are drawn to men who make them feel good simply by being present. When you radiate positivity, you become unforgettable. Remember this, it's not about manipulation or games. It's about mastering yourself, your confidence, your energy, your purpose. When you focus on becoming the best version of you, women will naturally want to chase you. So the next time you're wondering how to make her notice, stop focusing on her and start focusing on the man you're becoming. Stick around, because I'm about to break down how to apply these principles step by step. Watch this to the end. It might just change the way you approach attraction forever. Confidence is magnetic because it embodies the essence of self-assurance and strength, qualities that naturally attract attention and admiration. It is not about arrogance or pretending to be someone you're not. Rather, it is about genuinely believing in yourself and conveying that belief through your demeanor, actions, and energy. Confidence starts from within, rooted in how you perceive yourself and the value you bring to the table. When you know your worth, it radiates outward, creating a powerful and undeniable presence that draws others in without the need for overt effort. Women are particularly attuned to confidence because it signals stability, reliability, and an ability to handle life's challenges. When you exude confidence, you're essentially telling the world that you're comfortable in your own skin. And that is deeply appealing. Every gesture, word, and interaction is influenced by your level of confidence. It's in the way you walk, steady, purposeful, and with your head held high. It's in your eye contact, unwavering and direct, showing that you're fully present in the moment and not afraid to engage. Confidence is in your tone of voice, calm and measured, without rushing or overcompensating. Women notice these subtle cues more than you might realize, and they interpret them as signs of a man who knows who he is and what he wants. Even if a woman wasn't initially interested, confidence can shift her perspective because it challenges preconceived notions and reshapes how she views you. What makes confidence even more magnetic is its ability to create a sense of trust and safety. A confident man doesn't need to prove himself through bragging or dominance. Instead, he lets his actions speak for him, inspiring those around him to feel secure in his presence. Confidence is a quiet strength that doesn't waver under pressure or criticism. It shows that you can remain composed and in control, even in difficult situations, which is a trait women find incredibly attractive. When you demonstrate confidence, you make her feel like she can rely on you. And that's a rare quality that sets you apart from others who may falter under the weight of insecurity or doubt. Another reason confidence is so magnetic is that it encourages others to believe in you. People are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with assurance because it's contagious. When you walk into a room with confidence, you shift the energy, commanding attention without saying a word. This isn't about demanding focus. It's about earning it through the authenticity of your presence. Women are especially drawn to this because it signals that you're a leader in your own right, someone who doesn't need validation but naturally earns respect. Even if she's unsure at first, your confidence can intrigue her, making her wonder what makes you so. Confidence also sparks curiosity and admiration. It leaves her wanting to know more about you, not because you've tried to impress her, but because you've shown her that you're already fulfilled and content with yourself. Mastering emotional intelligence is a game changer when it comes to attracting and connecting with women. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage not only your own emotions, but also those of others. It's about being in tune with subtle cues, reading between the lines, and responding in a way that makes the other person feel seen, understood, and valued. Women are deeply intuitive when it comes to emotional energy, and they are naturally drawn to men who display emotional depth and sensitivity without appearing overly reactive or needy. When you demonstrate emotional intelligence, you send a message that you're grounded, empathetic, and emotionally secure, which is a rare combination, and one that immediately sets you apart from the crowd. Emotional intelligence begins with the art of listening. Most people hear to respond, but emotionally intelligent individuals listen to understand. This means being fully present in the conversation, making eye contact, and showing genuine interest in what the other person is saying. When a woman speaks, she's not just communicating words, she's expressing feelings, thoughts, and experiences. Picking up on the emotions behind her words is what creates a powerful connection. A woman will feel instantly drawn to you when she senses that you're paying attention to her, not just on a surface level, but to the essence of what she's sharing. This is where many men miss the mark, as they focus too much on trying to impress rather than creating a meaningful interaction. Your responses matter just as much as your ability to listen. Emotionally intelligent men respond with empathy and consideration, acknowledging her feelings without trying to fix or dismiss them. It's not about solving every problem or offering solutions. It's about letting her know that you understand where she's coming from. A simple, thoughtful response like, "I can see how that would make you feel that way," can go a long way in building trust and emotional intimacy. Women are drawn to men who make them feel validated and appreciated, and this validation comes from your ability to connect with her emotions genuinely. Understanding her emotional state also means being adaptable. Emotional intelligence allows you to sense shifts in her mood or energy and adjust your approach accordingly. If she's feeling stressed, You don't add to the pressure, you become a source of calm and support. If she's excited, you share in her enthusiasm and match her energy. This adaptability shows that you're not only attuned to her, but also capable of creating a dynamic that feels harmonious and balanced. Women are naturally drawn to men who can adjust and navigate emotions with ease because it demonstrates emotional maturity and a willingness to prioritize connection over ego. At its core, emotional intelligence is about creating a space where she feels safe, valued, and understood. It's not about trying to manipulate or control her emotions, but rather being attuned to them in a way that fosters trust and attraction. When you master this skill, you unlock a level of connection that makes her feel deeply connected to you, often without even realizing why. Scarcity creates value because it taps into one of the most fundamental aspects of human psychology. People desire what they can't easily have. When something is abundant, it's often taken for granted, but when it's rare or difficult to attain, its value skyrockets. This principle applies not just to material things, but also to relationships and attraction. Many men make the mistake of being overly available and accessible, constantly texting, calling, or showing up at a woman's beck and call. While they believe this shows interest and dedication, it often has the opposite effect, diminishing their perceived value and making them seem overly eager or even desperate. Scarcity, on the other hand, shifts the dynamic entirely and positions you as someone worth pursuing. Creating scarcity doesn't mean playing games or intentionally ignoring someone to provoke a reaction. It's about demonstrating that your time, attention, and presence are valuable commodities that you don't give away freely. When a woman senses that you have a full and purposeful life, she's more likely to see you as someone worth her effort. By focusing on your goals, passions, and personal growth, you naturally create a sense of distance, not out of manipulation, but because you genuinely have things that matter to you. This makes her curious about what occupies your time and why you're not constantly chasing after her like others might. Scarcity works because it triggers a fear of loss. When you're not always readily available, it makes her question her standing in your life. She starts to wonder why you're not texting back right away or why you're not always free to meet up. This isn't about ignoring her. It's about creating space for her to think about you in your absence. That space is where attraction grows, as it gives her time to reflect on her feelings and build anticipation for your next interaction. People value what they have to wait for or work toward. And this principle is no different in romantic attraction. Another critical aspect of scarcity is setting boundaries. When you show that you're not willing to drop everything at a moment's notice or that you won't tolerate being treated as an afterthought, it communicates self-respect. Women are inherently drawn to men who respect themselves because it suggests emotional strength and independence. Scarcity isn't about withholding, it's about showing that your attention must be earned and appreciated. This shifts the dynamic from one-sided pursuit to mutual effort, which is the foundation of genuine attraction. Scarcity also creates an aura of mystery. When you're not constantly sharing every detail of your life or flooding her with attention, it leaves her wondering what's going on in your world. This intrigue keeps her engaged and interested, as people are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand. When she's thinking about you in your absence, she's investing emotional energy in you. And that's a powerful way to deepen attraction. Scarcity isn't about manipulation. It's about recognizing your worth and ensuring that your presence is genuinely valued. Becoming a high-value man begins with understanding your worth and embodying qualities that set you apart from the ordinary. High value isn't about wealth, status, or material possessions. It's about the mindset, character, and energy you bring to the table. Women are instinctively drawn to men who exude a sense of purpose, integrity, and self-respect. These qualities signal stability and strength, making you someone she admires and feels compelled to chase. High-value men don't chase after others because they know their worth. They attract instead, creating an environment where people are drawn to them both for who they are and what they represent. End of quote. The foundation of being high value lies in having a clear sense of direction. When you know where you're going in life, it shows in the way you carry yourself and approach every situation. This kind of certainty and focus is magnetic because it signals that you're not easily swayed by external circumstances or the opinions of others. Women are deeply attracted to men who have a mission, a passion, or a goal they're working toward. It's not about being overly ambitious, but about having something in your life that gives you purpose and fulfillment. This sense of purpose creates an air of independence and self-sufficiency, showing that your happiness doesn't rely on external validation. Another aspect of being high value is setting and maintaining strong boundaries. High value men don't tolerate disrespect or behaviors that diminish their self-worth. They know when to walk away from situations or relationships that don't align with their values. This ability to stand firm in your principles isn't about being rigid. It's about showing that you respect yourself enough not to settle for less. Women are naturally drawn to men with strong boundaries because it signals emotional maturity and confidence. It tells her that you're a man who values himself and expects others to do the same. I might not be sure about what the saying means, but I know why. Communication is another key trait of a high-value man. It's not just about being articulate or charismatic. It's about being authentic and intentional with your words and actions. High-value men speak with clarity and conviction, expressing their thoughts and feelings without hesitation or fear of judgment. This level of honesty and transparency creates trust and respect, making you stand out in a world where many avoid vulnerability. Women appreciate this kind of openness because it demonstrates emotional intelligence and a willingness to connect on a deeper level. Finally, a high-value man invests in himself. He prioritizes personal growth, whether it's through physical fitness, education, skill building, or cultivating meaningful relationships. This self-improvement mindset is incredibly attractive because it shows that you're always striving to be the best version of yourself. Women are inspired by men who take care of their mental, physical, and emotional well-being because it indicates that you're capable of being a supportive and stable partner. When you embody these qualities, you naturally attract people who recognize and appreciate your value, including women who feel compelled to chase after someone as rare and exceptional as you. Confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can possess, and it has the power to instantly shift the dynamics of any interaction. True confidence isn't about arrogance or trying to prove yourself. It's about a deep-seated belief in your own worth and abilities. Women are naturally drawn to men who exude confidence because it signals strength, self-assurance, and the ability to handle life's challenges with grace. When you walk into a room with confidence, your energy speaks louder than words. It commands attention and respect without the need for you to demand it, creating an aura that makes people take notice. Confidence starts with how you carry yourself. Your body language, posture, and the way you move all communicate how you feel about yourself. A confident man stands tall, makes eye contact, and engages with people openly. He's comfortable in his own skin, and that ease is contagious. Women are incredibly perceptive when it comes to nonverbal cues, and they can sense when a man is genuinely confident versus when he's trying to fake it. Genuine confidence comes from within and is built on self-awareness and self-acceptance, not on external validation or achievements. Another hallmark of confidence is the ability to remain calm under pressure. When you're confident, you don't let situations or emotions control you. Instead, you approach challenges with a sense of poise and composure. This calm demeanor is incredibly attractive because it makes you a source of stability and reliability. Women feel safe and secure around a man who doesn't easily lose his cool. And this quality makes you stand out as someone she can trust and rely on. Confidence also means being comfortable with who you are and owning your individuality. It's about embracing your strengths and acknowledging your imperfections without letting them define you. A confident man doesn't feel the need to compare himself to others or seek constant reassurance. He knows his worth and isn't afraid to express his opinions, make decisions, or take the lead when necessary. This level of self-assuredness is magnetic because it shows that you're comfortable in your own skin and don't need external validation to feel complete. Most importantly, confidence is about action. A confident man doesn't wait for opportunities to come to him. He creates them. He takes risks, learns from failures, and keeps moving forward with determination. This proactive approach to life demonstrates ambition and resilience, two traits that women find irresistible. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about showing that you have the courage to pursue what you want and the perseverance to overcome obstacles along the way. When you embody confidence, you naturally draw people toward you. Women are instinctively attracted to men who believe in themselves and carry themselves with certainty and purpose. Confidence isn't something you can fake. It's built over time through self-awareness, self-discipline, and the willingness to step out of your comfort zone. When you develop true confidence, it becomes a part of who you are, and it has the power to transform how others perceive and respond to you. Emotional intelligence is the hidden key to forming deep, meaningful connections with anyone, and it's especially powerful when it comes to attraction. It's not just about understanding emotions, but about mastering the ability to read, interpret, and respond to them in ways that build trust and connection. Women are particularly drawn to men who display emotional intelligence because it signals maturity, empathy, and the capacity to create a safe and supportive relationship. When you can navigate emotional dynamics with ease, you demonstrate a rare quality that immediately sets you apart from others and makes you someone she's drawn to on a deeper level. At its core, emotional intelligence starts with self-awareness. You need to understand your own emotions and triggers to manage them effectively. A man who is in tune with himself doesn't overreact, lash out, or let his emotions control him. Instead, he responds thoughtfully and calmly, even in challenging situations. This level of control and insight is incredibly attractive because it shows stability and resilience. But women feel secure around a man who isn't easily shaken by external pressures, and this sense of emotional steadiness creates an irresistible foundation for connection. Empathy is another crucial aspect of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to genuinely understand and care about what someone else is feeling. When you show a woman that you're attentive to her emotions and willing to listen without judgment, you create a space where she feels seen, heard, and valued. This isn't about solving her problems or offering unsolicited advice. It's about being present and supportive, letting her know that her feelings matter to you. Women are deeply drawn to men who can connect on this emotional level because it fosters trust and emotional intimacy. Emotional intelligence also involves effective communication. A man who can express his thoughts and emotions clearly and constructively is a rarity. It's not about being overly emotional or wearing your heart on your sleeve. It's about knowing how to articulate your feelings in a way that fosters understanding and mutual respect. This kind of openness encourages her to do the same, creating a dynamic where both of you feel safe to share and be vulnerable. Women are highly attuned to emotional cues, and when they sense that you're authentic and honest, it builds a strong foundation of respect and admiration. Another powerful aspect of emotional intelligence is the ability to adapt and handle conflict gracefully. Disagreements are inevitable in any relationship, but how you navigate them makes all the difference. A man with high emotional intelligence doesn't escalate conflicts or let them spiral out of control. Instead, he approaches them with patience, understanding, and a focus on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. This ability to resolve conflicts constructively shows emotional maturity and strength, qualities that women find incredibly appealing. When you develop emotional intelligence, you create an environment where a woman feels safe, understood, and appreciated. This emotional depth draws her toward you in ways that superficial traits never could. Emotional intelligence isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you can cultivate through self-reflection, practice, and a genuine desire to connect with others on a meaningful level. By mastering this quality, you not only make her feel valued, but also position yourself as someone truly exceptional and irreplaceable. In the end, building attraction isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally draws others toward him. When you embody confidence, emotional intelligence, and high value traits, you create a magnetic presence that women can't help but notice. By focusing on self growth, mastering your energy, and understanding the dynamics of human connection, you unlock the ability to inspire genuine interest and admiration. Remember, it's not about chasing after anyone. It's about becoming the man she chooses to chase because she sees something in you that's rare, authentic, and undeniably compelling.